here as you will, and gently tune down the music so you can hear me. And do you like my hats? Let me know. Give me some hearts if you do. Okay. All right, beauties. So just to begin, allow yourself to lean in gently. I want to read you a beautiful passage. And just allow you to sink in a little bit deeper as we go in here into this space. Oh my goodness, I have a little thing here that is stuck to the ground. Love your hat. I know, honestly, Lorette, today I was sharing this on my Instagram, and for some reason it came out as hate as well. It's just so funny. I was saying like, did I just get another hate? Yes, I did. I was like, no, I meant, did I get another hat? So I don't know what's going on with the internet today, but thank you, Lorette. Thank you, Jen. Oh my goodness. So who's new here? Who's new to my world? This is your first time here. If this isn't your first time, let me know as well. I would love to just check in with you, my loves. And I love that you're all speaking to each other and just loving each other up. All right. Okay. So, if you are ready, let's dive in. Let's dive in, shall we? Let's take a moment. Let's weave into this space together. Lighthouse to lighthouse, soul to soul. Allow yourself to close your eyes if you are able to today. If you're driving, please don't. Otherwise, you're welcome to join us. If you're walking, perhaps if you can take a moment and just stand still and allow yourself to join us as the soul that you truly are, as the divine in human form. Allow that divinity to shine through fully, just as much as you will fully allow your human to be here at the same time. Not half human, not half divine, but fully human, fully divine. 100%, 100%, 200% in. You're here with me. And you're going to allow yourself to sink in with your breath, dropping any heavy energies that you have that is above the heart, perhaps around your throat, maybe around your third eye, or even in your head. All the to-do list, the hustle and bustle, things that you are worried about, all of that, allow that to join you in one breath. All the way exhaling into that space below the navel, and drop your mind in there just like you would drop a stone all the way into the lake. That's right. Bring all the energy into that space below the navel, taking a deep breath in and a slow breath out through the belly. Let your breath, as you exhale, reach out as far as it can go, touching base with your auric field, the one that is you, the unseen. And then inhale back the golden light into the space below the navel. And exhale back out into the field. Let the field expand every time you exhale into this beautiful field that may seem like it surrounds you, but is absolutely who you really are. The one who is flowing through, the one who desires to be expressed through you fully. So simply allow that now. Simply be the crystalline vessel. Even intending to be the crystalline vessel of your divine expression can do great wonders. You'll be surprised, or perhaps your mind will be surprised, but why not? Why not? Let's go there and see where that leads. In this space, we are not coming in to speak about things. We are coming in to speak from where we currently are, what is present in us. And as we do, our intention is to see what is new that gets to emerge from this place where we are fully present to what is, with no attachment to time and space, and no attachment to the past or previous experience or ideas or opinions. Let us all come into this space and allow the new to emerge, and allow ourselves to dance into this infinite field of limitless potential, and allow yourself to be surprised. This passage is from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and I would love to read this to you. Allow your whole body to take this in. Listen not just with your ears, but with your entire body, and then with your heart, and then with your soul, because your soul remembers. In sea foam, in swirlings and imaginings, I am fish, tadpole, crocodile. I am an urge, an idea, a portent of impossible dreams. I lie between heaven and earth, between goodness and evil, patience and explosion. I am innocent and rosy as dawn. I sleep with my finger in my mouth, the cord of life curled beside my ear. Like a child in its mother's belly, I am with you but not among you. I know no ending, for I have no beginning. I have always been here, a child in the silence of things, ready to wake at any moment. I am possibility. What I hate is ignorance, smallness of imagination, the eye that sees no farther than its own lashes. All things are possible. When we speak in anger, anger will be our truth. When we speak in love and live by love, truth in love will be our comfort. Who you are is limited only by who you think you are. I am the word before its utterance. I am thought and desire. I am a child in the throat of God. Things are possible. Joy and sorrow, men and women, children. Someday I'll imagine myself a different man, build bone and make flesh around him. I am with you but a moment for an eternity. I am the name of everything. I've dreamt the nightmare 100 times, that old revulsion of bone and flesh, waking in sweat in a headlong rush toward the world, into the cool certainty of fires that burn in sudden stars, the heat in the body. That I am precludes my never having been. What I know was given to me to say, there is more. There are words that exist only in the mind of heaven, a bright knowing, a clear moment of being. When you know it, you know yourself well enough. You will not speak. I am a child resting in love in the pleasure of clouds. I read the book of the river. I hold the magic of stones and trees. I find God in my fingers and in the wings of birds. I am my delight, creator of my destiny. It is not vanity. There are those who live in the boundaries of guilt and fear, the limits of imagination. They believe limitation is the world. You cannot change them. There is work of your own to do. You will never reach the end of your own becoming, the madness of creation, the joy of existence. Dance in the moment. Reach down and pull up song, spin and chant and forget the sorrow that we are flesh on bone. I return to the rhythm of water, to the dark song I was in my mother's belly. We were gods then and we knew it. We are gods now, dancing in whirling darkness, spitting flame like stars in the night. In the womb before the world began, I was a child among other gods, and children who were, or may be, or might have been. There in the dark, when we could not see each other's faces, we agreed with one mind to be born, to separate, to forget, the pact we made that we might learn the secrets of our fraternity. We agreed to know sorrow in exchange for joy, to know death in exchange for life. We were dark seeds of possibility whispering. Then, one by one, we entered alone. We walked on our legs, and as we had said, we passed in well-lit streets without recognizing each other. Yet we were gods sheathed in flesh, the multitude of a single spirit. Gods live even in darkness, in the world above your heads, in the crevices of rocks, in the open palms of strangers. I am a child, the seed in everything. The rhythm of flowers, the old story that lingers. Among cattle and fruit sellers, I am air. I am love hidden in a shy maiden's gown. I am the name of things. I am the dream changing before your eyes. I am my body, a house for blood and breath. I am a man on earth and a god in heaven. While I travel the deserts in frail form, while I grow old and weep and die, I live always as a child inside the body of truth. A blue egg that rocks in the storm but never breaks. I sleep in peace in my mother's lap, a child mesmerized by sunlight on the river. My soul is swallowed up by God. Out of chaos came the light. Out of the will came life. And that begins the topic I would love to talk to you about today. Taking a sip of water. I hope you enjoyed that transmission that comes from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. It's a very fascinating book. I highly recommend the book itself if you can get your hands on it, by Normandy Alice herself. So I would love to dive into today's topic with you and ask you a question first and foremost. Who here, exquisite, what chapter? Oh, this is the Becoming the Child, Kate. If you have that book, it's Becoming the Child. I've got it all bookmarked here. The transmission is so sacred and so pure, and every time I read a passage, it just brings up so much remembrance in me, and that's when I really come back into ceremony and honor heaven and earth in me and deepen into my remembrance as the divine here in human form, having a human experience, and to really notice what is percolating within me, so that I know, because I know everything outside of me is a reflection of my consciousness. And that is the fascinating thing. That's the incredible thing when you start to do this work, or if you're already in the work of working deeply within and with yourself. Let's have a look. If you are the one who is really, you're a healer or a leader who's here mentoring, guiding, coaching, let me know. If you're someone who is completely not identified with that, but you are absolutely doing the work of coming into yourself, remembering the divinity within you, let me know. And if you are, I would love to dive into this with you, because first and foremost, if you've never been in a live stream with me, the very first thing I would love to share is that this is a very intersubjective space. Hello, beauty, hello. And anyone who's new joining, please say hello. Please let me know. I will say hello once I catch your comment and your hearts. Yes, so this is an intersubjective space, and what that really means is that as a mentor, and I am a spiritual mentor and the keeper of the Way of Tea. The Way of Tea is a teaching that has been really woven with ancient wisdom and ancestral wisdom, working with tea as a medicine and spirit to come back to the very fiber of our being. And if you recall what I said at the beginning of this live, I mentioned listening with your ears and listening beyond your ears, and listening with your being, and listening with the deepest recesses of your heart, the heart within the heart, and then really listening as the soul. And this is an art. It really is an art that we get to really deepen into when we're working with tea as spirit and medicine, because tea innately is very much in harmony with nature, with what is truly your true nature. Your true nature is at one with source. You are a child of the divine, you are the child of the universe, a child of God, whatever that really resonates with you. The word itself carries the vibration of a path that unfolds so that you can start to walk the path yourself. And this is the key word: you have to be willing to walk the path yourself. It isn't about simply reading as many books as you like. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I did a little read before I started, and that is something that activates something in me, and I go in to really check in and really deepen into the experience. And let me tell you, this 7/7 portal, yesterday was 7th July, so 7/7 portal, for those who are not aware, the beautiful constellation known as the Sirius Gateway actually has opened up. And while it is very true, if you have not been conscious about this, or maybe you are very conscious about this and you are consciously working with the energy like I do, the cosmic energies that are constantly streaming through us, as us, for us, has always been very present. But as gateways like the Sirius Gateway starts to open up, and it conjuncts the sun. All the solar frequencies are pouring in, the God codes, literally. You know, the solar codes are the divine codes closest to the source of who we are. When they are pouring in, they are amplified. And on the 7-7, that portal is almost like, you can imagine, it's like a straight shoot. A coherent pathway was created because of how the planets are, the stars and the sun are aligned. And so maybe some of you are really feeling it. When I was in ceremony yesterday, something that really came up very potently is this whole thing surrounding who we truly are. Can we be fully seen as who we truly are? You know, it can be as silly and simple as something like, can I be fully seen in this hat? Maybe some of you would be like, oh my God, what the hell is she wearing on her head? Right? And it can be really much more complex to maybe your identity, the way you identify with the world, or what other people think about you versus who you are right now is no longer aligned. Maybe you have a big vision, because I trust the work that I do, the way I speak, the energy I emanate oftentimes really attract people, multidimensional women, especially who I work with, are very visionary. You know, you are here for the bigger conversations. You're here for the conversations not about the minutia of the short-term benefits or the short-term gains. That you're here for the long-term vision. You're here for the new earth. You are here with this deep fire in you, this knowing that you're so much more than just surviving, just getting on the day, just, you know, like trying to make sense of the world. You're a lot more than that. And when you hold that vision, when you hold that energy, you become an energetic match to the infinite field of limitless potential. And that is where it gets really, really exciting and really, really interesting, because in this place, and this is the place where mentorship matters more than anything else, because this is where you get to be reminded with a mentor holding your hand, guiding you, not because you're lacking anything. And this is something I want to really, really emphasize before I get into the comments. I really want to emphasize this. This is mentorship not because you're lacking anything. This is mentorship not because you don't know anything and you need to learn something. This is mentorship because you know there is a power within you would like to harness, and you would like to unveil, and you will love to be in reverent relationship, in the right relationship with spirit, with yourself, your highest self, with the universe, God, Tao, the divine, whatever you call it, source, the infinite. It is so important that we get this relationship correct and right, because what's happening in the world, and I can't say this enough, is that there are too many of us who somehow have brought this whole masculine drive energy into the spiritual space, where you won't even be conscious about how it is insidiously moving through the way that we're working with others, the way that we're working with ourselves. So this is a very important thing when it comes to considering, am I allowing my full self to be fully seen in the world? And if there is any doubt coming up, if there is any sense of what would they think about me, which means that you're still looking externally outside of you, then really the self-inquiry is to come back in with what is present as it is right now, not trying to push it away, not suppressing it, not trying to wash it down or diminish it or manipulate the energy and say, hey, I'm okay, I'm good, I'm positive. We are really going to simply be with the feeling and bring yourself into this beautiful, profound frequency of presence, which is imbued with the most natural state of what nature truly is, what the divine frequency is, which is stillness, And this stillness, if you dig deeper, if you can really deepen into that in a meditation, in ceremony perhaps with tea, it is a frequency of bliss and ecstasy without any external validation or external assistance. So this can be cultivated within you. Against this beautiful backdrop, that's when you can really fully see, okay, there will be times when I am energetically up leveling, and there will be times when some people are coming with me, and there will be others who won't be coming with me right now. Doesn't mean they are lacking, doesn't mean that they are lesser, doesn't mean that you are wrong, right? And it is important for us to understand this. And thank you, Laurette, for mentioning that. I truly believe that if there's a need to answer any questions, please feel free to drop in. Whenever I bring in a transmission, I always believe that more than my words, you are understanding me at the soul level. So even if the words don't really resonate with you right now, your full presence, when you are here, fully present, and I mean this because I am fully present here. My question to you is, are you fully present? Are you fully present right now? Because if you are, then I fully have faith. I have unwavering faith that you will receive the frequency of this transmission, whether you understand my words or not, whether you understand masculine energy or feminine energy. And in fact, I don't really work with the words masculine, feminine energy so much. I like to work with the words yin and yang more, because yin and yang are a more beautiful way, more beautiful, but like it's a, to me at least, more accurate way of really pinpointing the way energy works. Because for some of you, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, yin and yang, they are not separate from each other. If we if we move into a yang energy, there is certainly already a stage where it's moving towards yin, or it's moving from, more likely actually moving from yin to yang. And within yin there is yang, and within yang there is yin. And if we can dive deeper, everything in this universe that exists has a combination of yin and yang. Yes. So when there is yin and yang existing at the same time, we can even dive deeper and see whether it is a younger yin or an elder yin, or an elder yang or a younger yin. And all of these things really are correlated to some of the deeper works that we dive into, which is like microcosmic orbit, that are, you know, maybe some of you would know from Qigong. But Qigong itself very much originated from the Tao, and it used to be known as one of the arts of Tao Yin. Tao Yin means that you're drawing the Tao out. Tao Yin. Tao Yin, actually, that's the way the Chinese call it, Tao Yin. So it's a beautiful way of aligning, and that has always been the intention of Taoist sages when they practice this work, when they are communing with tea in ceremony. Cha Dao itself, it's called Cha Dao, the way of tea. It's really to align themselves with the universe as the human that they are. There is never really, you know, if you look into the text and if you look at the practices that really interest me are the ones that are fully human, fully divine. Fully human, fully divine. And one of the beautiful things that have been bestowed to me when I started studying Qigong with the Shaolin Temple, I've always been taught to not do what they call limp noodle Qigong. So when we are in ceremony with tea, this is being applied to the way we move in the sacred geometry of the ceremony as well. This is something we go deep into inside Chadao for the Multidimensional Woman mentorship. So if that's something you would like to explore, please feel free to DM me and we can dive deep into that and see if that's something you would like to sign up for. But we are really moving deep into how we move our body and how open our body is, because if you are not in your body, you're basically not here. That is why I asked at the beginning, are you fully present? Or are you moving around and you're thinking about something else and you think that I'll come back to this, and that's perfect if you want to come back to this and be fully present. But if you're in the place where even as you're listening to me and you're like, wait a minute, what did she say again? You're not fully present. This is not the intersubjective field that we are speaking about. We're not here tuning into what other people's experiences about. We're not here tuning into with a curiosity and an open heart. And that is not Tao, because Tao is ever fluid. Tao is not resistant. And that is what nature is. And that's where we want to find ourselves. We want to find ourselves back in that harmonious place again. And I'm telling you 100%, it is absolutely possible. It is 100% possible. It is something you have to be willing and say, yep, I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way. Because the first thing I want to say, like I said before, you know, no matter what you look into, whether it's a mentorship or a coaching program or this session that you're here for, or the free stuff that you get from the outside, YouTube or books, whatever it is, if there is no willingness to look at your resistance, if it is coming up, then it is a very high order. Like literally, you're one of those, you know, you can, it's almost like you are planting a seed and then you look at someone else's farm and you're like, oh, maybe I should plant something else because it seems like it's working in their farm. And then you start planting something else again, and you rip out the seeds that you planted, and then you plant something else, and then you see someone else's farm and you're like, wait, they're doing something really cool there. Maybe I should go over there and ask them what they're doing, and then I'll do that too because it looks so much easier than what I'm doing right now. And then what you end up with is a fallow patch of soil, a fallow patch of land that has grown nothing. And in fact, because you were flipping the soil so many times, the soil just died. So this is, and also don't get me started on if you were picking someone else's tree and uprooting it and putting it in, like taking a cutting from the tree, like, and planting the branch in your farm. Like that is going to shorten the lifespan of your soil 10, 20, 30 years. And that branch, by the way, is going to grow, but the root is not going to be stabilized. And this is one of the, this is, by the way, one of the biggest issues happening with most of the tea farms out there. And so when I speak about tea, what I'm talking about is a very particular species known as Camellia sinensis. And the living tea that I work with, living wild growth, ancestral origin, indigenous origin tea, they come from tea trees in the wild, where when you look at it, you're like, oh my God, what the hell is going on in here? It's not that beautiful arrangement that you might see in most photos, but it's like that tree has been there for hundreds, thousands of years. And this is the best we can really cultivate and really encourage the cultivation of. But even if we are not able to reach places like that, we would actually look at farms that are of the arboreal origin, where they are really working with tea trees in the wildest state and biodynamic state, where there's no fertilizers, no pesticides. These are so important. Why? Why is that important? Because As with humans, it's so profoundly similar. Once we start to bring fertilizers, pesticides, whatever that is in, the plant itself will be modified. It will be modified. And in fact, most of the farms out there, what are they doing? They want to have a very specific yield every year so that they make higher profits, right? If you are profit driven, this is what it is. And I'm saying this with so much compassion and love for these farmers as well, because look, with pesticides and fertilizers, the very first people who get affected are not us, it's the farmers. I've heard countless stories of farmers, current generation, speaking about their fathers, their forefathers, their brothers who passed away with cancer, because lung cancer in particular, because they had to work with these things, biochemicals. And this is why it's so important for me to speak about this all the time, as many times as I can, because we are the change. And as visionaries, like I said, if you're here and tuning in, I know that you are a visionary and you want to help change the world. And the change starts from within. It starts from us. So coming back to being human and being fully seen as the divinity that we truly are, the question is always, what's causing you to wash out your message? What's causing you to diminish your power? And vice versa, are you diminishing other people's powers? Are you able to come into a place where you truly learn to allow what is new to emerge? And this is something I really work with my clients to do, to learn, to embody the state of intersubjectivity, deep listening where we're no longer asking someone else to make us happy. And in fact, I really want to read a piece that I wrote yesterday that I feel like it really belongs here. And I know I'm doing a lot of reading today, but bear with me. It really is so important that I bring this forward to all of you. So here goes. All right. Okay, so let me move this out of the way so you can see me. All right. The way I see it now is like this. Let me just bring this up so that I can see myself and I can also read. Hang on. Bear with me. Okay, all right. The way I see it now is like this. It is easier to play the part of someone who is always misunderstood, more intellectual than everyone else, the black sheep of the family. Been there, done that, by the way. Than to truly, and I mean truly, turn inward and be in this feeling. Truly. What I found when I did this was the loneliness, the profound pain of being severed from a divinity I could feel echoes of when I came alive as this human form, but had no idea what it was at that time, because all I ever knew was to achieve one goal after another, to gain the recognition and external validation to fill up this gaping hole inside of me. What I found was when rejections fueled me through anger and resentment and even at times hate. What I found was, to me, love was to pander to my ego and feed my ego, and then quickly became stale because my ego would think, well, they aren't that great since they love me. This itty bitty me who is a nobody, if they knew the real me, they would bolt. The way I see it now is like this. I am a powerful woman who is ever evolving, committed to my greatness. That means I take full responsibility of my life. No ounce of it is dependent on anyone else. I don't blame someone else for anything that has not worked out in the moment. because I have such faith that everything is happening for me, through me, as me, the divine one who is being human. Love is non-circumstantial because I am love. Walking, living, breathing, talking, being love. I am rejoicing at the extra love that is poured into me, and I receive with so much gratitude. And I give in overflow. I give as love. I take full responsibility for standing uncompromising in my soul's desires, to see that sacrificing something for another is only one illusion that I do not have to abide by. To see that working really hard to earn something is also an illusion I don't choose as my truth anymore. This power gives me the strength to stand on firm grounds as a mentor and root in even deeper. This willingness to surrender to the sacred gives me exceptional abilities to be a mentor because I am not bound by space and time. And because of this, my clients are open to receive exceptional results. I can share my wisdom, guide my clients with love and care, and know they've got this. Even in times when they have not seen the evidence yet. Even when they have doubts and fears of will this work or will this not work? I have no doubt. And I do not push, cajole, or force. I see them as I see me, powerful, sovereign, sacred beings with free will to choose what they get to have, taking full fucking responsibility for who they are being and evolving into. In the infinite field of limitless potential, we are all there is and nothingness all at once. Anything, and I mean anything, is possible. Are you willing to step up and step in fully to the divine infinite one that you truly are? Are you willing? Let me know. Press the button! Are you willing? Are you willing? Because this is it. We're not here wishy-washy, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, not sure. We're being given a divine mandate to be who we really are, to be here to serve, to be here to love. And I get to play big and have no fear, and I feel safe. You know why? Because I know the certainty we have is the uncertainty. Because I know this life itself is finite, and I chose to come here. I chose to come here. You chose to come here. So why don't you go find out why you chose to come here? What are we living for? This is the question I ask all the time. How do I want to tell this story in hindsight? When I am lying on my deathbed, do I want to say, well, I gave up halfway, I didn't try at all because there were so many people out there doing the same thing, and so I got scared and I just thought it's not worth it, or I got so busy with the work that I didn't even enjoy doing that I just totally forgot and the years passed by. Like, what is it? It's harsh, it's hard to hear sometimes, but here it is. I'm here to dish out the truth. I'm here to really bring this forward. Amma, you can absolutely tune into my Instagram. This will be up there as a replay. Just letting you know. And if you're following, give me a hello as well if you're here. Chandra, I'm seeing your question. I will respond in a bit. So this is the question, right? Like, this is the question, like, why? And here's the thing, and this was a harsh truth for me at first, but like, oh my God, thank goodness I woke up to this illusion. Because when I realized if I were to do the work that I'm here to do, It may look like the way it is right now, you know, mentoring women, coming into ceremony, working with tea, being the vessel for tea spirit to move through me and work with these women, and trusting the process. Because here's the deal. I always say this to my clients. I'm not going to guarantee or tell you what to do, because you already have the answer in you. You already know that. The key is to tap in. And my work here really is to guide you into the place where you know what that authentic frequency feels like in your body. What it feels like when spirit is infusing your entire being, your entire being as it glows with spirit. It gets to be rippled out in your actions, in your thoughts, in everything. Hello Becky, welcome. So it is very important for me. I don't know, Becky just dropped off, or hello, I see you again now. I think you're back. Okay, so just wanted to say hello. And if anyone is here and new and want to say hello, please let me know. 56 of you here. Oh my goodness. I mean, compared to Instagram, this is like a playground. But let's do it. Let's keep going. So I want to share this because if we are here to lead, if we are here to mentor, the most important thing, if you're a boss of someone else, you are a mentor. If you are a parent of a child, you are a mentor. You are a mother, a cosmic daughter, you are here. You are a new ancestor. End of story. And you have the choice. You do. You have the choice to take full fucking responsibility for your growth and expansion. If you are being held back by something, and you will hear it in your excuses, I can't join this right now because la 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 la, or hello Jennifer, hello, just jumped in from Toronto area. Oh my goodness, hello, love your messages, you are amazing. Oh my goodness, thank you, I love that. I receive. So hear yourself, journal, talk to yourself. You know, if there's something you really feel in your heart is burning like a roaring fire of like, I want to be that, I want to do that, but what is it? What comes after the but? And is it external? Because I can guarantee it is pretty external. Because if you are listening to your heart, if you're listening with your bones, with your muscles, your sinews, your soul, if you are acting as the soul, let me tell you this, you won't compromise. You won't know with certainty what the hell is going to happen. But you will still do it because you know you have deep, unwavering faith. And this is deep, unwavering faith, guys. How everything is happening for you, through you, as you. Way too many times, too often, I see people say this. I trust the universe has my back, I know. But when it comes to time to jump, you don't jump. You teeter on the edge. You're like, well, let me think about it. Let me tell you something. This is from personal experience. This is me speaking from my experience. This isn't me telling you something that I read in a book. This is from my experience. I know from my experience, when the soul leads, I don't know what the next step after the next step they told me to take would be. I don't know. If the mind is telling me something, I will know the entire plan. Like, I can see the whole map. It's great. I'm not saying it's bad. Here's the thing. Hear me out. I'm not saying it's bad. But does that make me feel excited? Does that make me feel this, oh my God, this shimmer. Like I always say to my clients, like full shimmers. Does it give me the keys to the infinite field of limitless potential? No. It literally gives me a map of something that has been done in the past and is bulletproof, and I get to do it. And I can go with the certainty of like, yep, someone has done it before, and I can pretty much know that it's going to work for me because it worked for someone else. But if you are here, you are a visionary, you have to remember this. You're not meant to be bound by time and space. What you're here to do, you've got to have unwavering faith that every single thing that is happening for you. And when that door stands in front of you, you have the choice to say, I'm going ahead. I'm not compromising my soul's desires. I'm going with it fully. I'm not like cutting out 1% or 10%. I'm not cutting any of that out. I'm going fully. Even though I have no idea, even though I know that maybe this is going to be a huge investment I've never made, I'm going to still do it because I can feel it. I can feel it. So as I arrive at this point, the next thing I want to share with you is, can you actually feel it? Or is that your ego talking to you? This is why so many people out there say, well, I made that big investment, or I made that big move with my loved one, and then we broke up 1 month later. I made that big investment and it just, poof, it was a scam. How am I going to trust again? How am I going to trust again? What is going on? It's like testing me. It's like the universe is testing me. Well, you can put it that way if you want to. But what I'm going to say to you is going to blow your mind a little bit, which is you probably was listening to your spiritual ego. And this is why we've got to clean this shit up. We've got to clean our parts up so that we become a crystalline vessel that you can instantly dial into your intuition, instantly hear your soul, instantly hear it, and instantly know what's not your soul talking to you. This is the center of your divinity. This is the center of your divinity, your infinite presence. This is where you ripple out everything that is who you really are, your cosmic magnificence, your luminosity. And this center, actually, it is emptiness. It really is. It is really nothingness. And that's what makes it an infinite field of limitless potential. But so many people don't get it. They get afraid when they come into this place. They're like, oh my God, there's nothing here. Oh my God, I'm in the void. Everything is at a standstill. I've been trying this. I've been trying to claw my way out. I need to get out of this. Oh my God. Little did they know that this is a beautiful patch of land that you get to fertilize and create quantum miracles. Things that people will look at and be like, how the hell did that happen? How the hell did this girl quit her job in Hong Kong and just move to Edinburgh without any guarantee that she's going to get married, without any guarantee that she's going to get a job? And now she's here serving tea ceremonies, appearing in Harper's Bazaar magazine 3 months into what she was doing. And now serving tea ceremonies around the world 4 years into this career, quote unquote. Featured as women of power in the Prestige magazine that is world, like Asian or not renowned, let's put it that way, all around Asia. Like, how did this happen? I've been trying to do this for 10 fucking years and I'm still here trying to make my TikTok work. Can you see where I'm coming from? So you've got to understand where I'm coming from. I stand in unwavering faith. And do I have fear? Yes. Fucking hell, yes. Do I get terrified? Yes. Yes. Last year, I had a huge divine download. I met the goddess in the Isle of Skye when I was there. And I had this huge God moment where I was like, I need to pivot my business. I need to, and there were so many fluctuations in my business, and thank goddess I had this beautiful community and beautiful clients who really were with me on this evolution. And this is what I'm saying. Mentorship isn't about getting A to B. It's a non-linear process. And when I spiral up, my clients spiral up. And this is where they are really fully in their own power. It isn't about me giving you something. And as I become more and more fully owning, I did have my doubts. I definitely did have my doubts. It's like, when Laurette a couple of minutes ago said, some people who are new here don't know what masculine or feminine energy is. Like, that used to throw me off. Like, I would be like explaining, elaborating. But now I can sit here and say to you, like I said, I have unwavering faith that you will receive exactly what you need to receive today. Even if you can't understand some of the words I'm saying, maybe you don't even understand English. You will receive the frequency. You will receive the transmission. Because my luminosity, I'm not holding it back. I'm not holding any of that back. I used to put it into a box because I thought I needed to define myself. I needed to tell people who I am, what Cha Dao is. Like, I go to such great lengths to describe what I do. And I laugh about it now. Because yes, I will tell you if you are really interested and fully present. But if you're just asking me and you're sipping on your margarita and you're looking somewhere else and you're just saying, so what do you do? I'm not gonna entertain that. I'm not gonna entertain that. Seriously. And can we all get out of that funk? If you're in that space, if you're in that place where you're like, what should I call myself on my Instagram bio? Can we get out of that funk right now? Because you are a multidimensional girl. Like, you're not meant to be boxed into 100-word descriptions. If you want to find out, come into my world. My work is to be experienced. End of subject. You hear me? If you want to be fully seen, you have to fully see yourself first. If there's any doubt, any sense of playing small, any sense of like, who am I to say that? Who am I to do this? Who am I? Well, you are, I am divine. I am here to bring forth my most high and most divine expression. End of subject. And that could look like you engaging in the world. Don't get me wrong. It's not about you running off into the temple and becoming a monk and never seeing the world again. If you would like that, please do. But most of us are here to engage with the world, bring our luminosity into the world. But first and foremost, you have to clean up your act. You have to clean up your act. Ask yourself, are you depending on other people to make you happy? Just look outside your day today. Like, oh, that person pissed me off, so my day is ruined. Or that person made me really happy, my day is made. My day is made. We get to hold that resonance, that pure ecstatic bliss, no matter what. I can vouch for that. Even as I'm grieving, even when I am looking at something that makes me really sad, I know my resonance, my purest resonance is ecstatic bliss. And I think there's a lot of misunderstanding in the world about ecstasy and bliss. And this is an energy that I cannot even describe to you. You have to go and experience it for yourself. It comes from a place of profound stillness. Such a presence within, such a presence with yourself, such a presence fully being with yourself, not trying to look somewhere else or think of something else when you're meditating. You're in you, you're here. You are that light, you are the breath. It's important It's important to return home within. It's important to remember who you really are. Because you are pure potential. And the story of the Great Big Bang is still being written, and you are the co-writer. The universe is still expanding, and you are expanding with the universe. Every one of us are playing into each other. Fractals of the divine. Fractals upon fractals and fractals upon it. That's why we're infinite. Infinite and finite at the same time. And I think the real power of mentorship also comes in when certain things, if you have a particular outcome in your mind and it didn't work out that way, that mentorship that I hold is here to guide you through, because it isn't always about the outcome that your mind thinks is the right thing. And this is why I say it's so important to have a right relationship with spirit, with the universe, with yourself, with others. Nothing here is to make you happy. And happy is not always the emotion that is quote unquote good. When we get to really dial into this in mentorship, what you walk through is literally the whole cycle, the infinite loop of life, of creation. And this is where you start to really dial down to the frequency of each possible cycle that we can go through, destruction, creation, the void, nourishing, waiting for that moment to come, that is percolating, is coming. Like, we move through all of these phases and know that they are all good stuff. They can be all good stuff. The key here is to soothe the nervous system so much so, and come back to the body so much so that you're not in this reactionary response to the world. To come back and bring your energy back within, not always constantly seeking outside of you for the stimulation and the motivation and all of that. This is my intention in mentorship. This is truly it. And I don't work alone. I work with T because I know I'm human. So even as much as I like to be a crystalline vessel, when we are in a trance state, which is in the ceremony, and we are able to come into a place of pure stillness, the truth of the matter will reveal itself to you. And the transmission from T Spirit is for you uniquely. Not even I can do it. If I wanted to, I couldn't. I mean, I can tell you what I hear, but I won't be able to fake it, if you know what I mean. Like, I can't do that. It's just beyond, it's out of integrity. And this is why getting into a right relationship with whatever you're working with, spirit guides, plant spirit medicine, crystals, whatever it is, the really, really important thing that you remember is that ultimately you have to be present. Your presence is required in the entire thing. If you're not there, those things that have power, they won't work. They won't work for the purpose that you set out for anyway. So you have to be the one who's fully present, not giving your power away to something, an object, or a person, a guru. It's very important to understand that. And then when you are able to reach that point of stillness, there will be moments when you still feel the doubt. No doubt, I feel it. There will be the moments when you feel the grief and the fear. And then what happened is that this actually really deepens our humanness. It brings us more compassion for others. And ultimately, I always burst out laughing. I would be like, oh my gosh, so this is what they call grief, huh? Oh my gosh, like this is what they call anger, huh? Okay, here for it. This is so human. My human is feeling it. This is how I feel it nowadays. I don't feel, back in the day, it used to be like, I thought that was my entire life. I thought that would be the end of my life. But now I can really see that as what it is and go like, wow, yeah, I'm really angry at that thing. I need to take a moment. Oh my gosh. And then finally, and I get to laugh. I'll laugh like, I'll burst out laughing. I'll be like, oh my god, that was so silly. That was so silly. And it gets to move through really quickly. And this is also one of the reasons why I always say to my clients, like, look, you saw me last week, but this week I'm totally different and you will feel it too. And they were like, yeah, I already feel it. And this is what it feels like to be in close proximity. You are in the field together. It is so powerful when women come together in close proximity. So I want to thank you. Before I jump off, I just want to address Chandra. I'm not sure if you're still here. I'm not sure what you mean by asking any thoughts or suggestions on ginseng tea. Well, I don't work with ginseng tea, but it also, from what I understand from Chinese medicine, is that it's not for everyone. So make sure your constitution is actually suitable for that, because I know that there's a lot of hype around ginseng tea, but not everyone's constitution is made for that. So check in with yourself, your body always, and you will find out whether it's right for you. So the tea that I work with, just to let you know, oftentimes there is no classification in particular, but there are 6 genres that I usually work with, and I include in my sacred tea sets that I put out every month, send out to subscribers or people who just buy. I would tune into the energy and I will pack the ones that are right for them. The teas that I work with are like oolong tea, green tea, purple tea, red tea, black tea, pu'er, very ancient, beautiful, oh my gosh, like earth element beauties. What else? I think that's it. And sometimes yellow tea, which is very, very rare to come by, but that are pure and clean anyway. But when I do, I really work with them. And oolong tea also includes the Wuyi Mountain, the Wuyi Cliff Mountain tea, which is the original oolong. This is a cliff mountain, guys. Can you imagine? With the temples, the Taoist temples, the Buddhist temples, soaring heights where the trees actually hang, and the bushes as well, they hang like off the cliff. And it's so full of minerals because of the rocks. And sometimes it's called a rock tea because of that. Oh my goodness, it's so divine. It's so sublime. Let me just put it that way. But otherwise, I also love working with pu'er tea. There can be the young version, which is sheng pu'er, or shou pu'er, which is fermented and artificially fermented. And these are beautiful, usually from Yunnan in China, which is called in English south of the clouds. And this is the place, this is the birthplace of tea. This is where the 1,000-year-old trees are still standing. This is where the aborigines still pray to the tea trees like they are the ancestors, and they believe that the tea trees are their ancestors, and they bless the tea trees and the tea trees bless them. And yeah, they are wild growth usually. What else is there? Yes, and so your spirit, the tea spirit in these leaves especially, can be very powerful. And in ceremony, we really work with the leaves to really bring ourselves deep into the center of that infinite field and open up the portals where there is no more form, no you and I, simply the Tao. And when we drop into that space, that's where you can really receive the transmission that is needed. And you know, if you ever ask that question, if you ever wonder, like, how can you trust when you're not bound by time and space? Like, how can you fully know that it's all going to be okay? And I'm going to tell you this. I sit with tea in ceremony and I feel it. I feel the energy move through me. I hear her. and sometimes her messages can be pouring through in poetry, and sometimes she's completely silent, but I know it absolutely, and I do this every day, by the way, it's a practice. I know she's here, and I know even in times when it gets really difficult, I just know. Yeah. So much love for her. I truly have so much love for Tea Spirit. I cannot say how important she was in the pivot of my entire life when I was lost and trying to find my way, and I was coming from a place of like completely no self-love, and I was healed, I was recovered from eating disorders, but I definitely had 10 years of really deep set serious eating disorders. By the time I met her, I was completely recovered, but I was still figuring out my way because I was feeling like there's something more to life, even though outwardly speaking, it looked like I have achieved a lot in my life and have achieved a lot that I wanted, no doubt. And then that was it. When I met her, it was like, the first time I ever felt like this is it. This is how it feels like to be home. And I saw my grandmothers, my great-grandmothers, all the for mothers, if there's such a word, the ones I didn't even know of. And I knew this was a profound journey to go on. And I remember Tea Spirit speaking to me, you have to drop everything you know and go and serve tea. And how can I not? How can I not? I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then I took that leap of faith. I moved. I left the job that I was working in, and I moved. I moved out of Hong Kong, and here I am, married. I live in a dream house that we thought we would get a lot later down the line, but it manifested last year, and we just move. We keep moving with that beat, the beat of the soul, the beat. You hear it. It's like the shaman's drum. You hear it. You have to answer the drum. If you don't, sooner or later you will lose the ability to hear it. If you feel that something is burning inside of you to create it. Without attaching it to time, without attaching it to whether this is going to work or not, without attaching it to whether anyone's going to publish it or nothing. Just create. Just do it. And everything else will come to you as a byproduct. How can it not when you're soul aligned? How can it not? And this I can tell you, when you are wholeheartedly in. And you know why? I'm so I am so unwavering on it. I wanted to say hell-bent, but it didn't sound very proper, correct for this case because it's so heavenly. But I do know this because not only because I've seen it myself and experienced it myself, but, and this is something we dive deep into as well in mentorship, is that in alchemy, it will only work, let's put it that way, when there is a sacred union of an entire heart. So there's a wholeheartedness in it. There can't be a missing part. So if there's any part of you that doubts, then either the outcome comes out like it's not really what you want, or it takes a long time, or it just doesn't happen at all because the energy is not strong enough to hold the tension to become something, to manifest, right? Because energy is always formless until it becomes form. So when you go in wholeheartedly, that's when the energy, the chi can really move through. And it's like if you have a straw and it's bent and it's like tight and air can't go through it, but like when your wholeheartedness moves through, the chi is just, and it goes and it shoots out through you as a reality. And you'll be like, oh my God, that's exactly what I saw in my vision. Oh my God, that's exactly what I had on my vision board. Because it was wholehearted. There was no attachment, no ickiness, no junk. And this is where we want to go. So I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I think this is perfect. I feel complete. If anyone has any questions, drop it in right now because I'm scooting off. And if you love this, please share it. Please, I don't know, let me know your thoughts, whatever you're feeling. And if you'd like to dive into mentorship with me, absolutely come and DM me. Find the link in my bio. Check that out. Any questions, message me. I'm always here to answer questions. The time is now. Time is now. Yes, of course. It is Norman D. Ellis, actually. This is the book. I know it's going to be upside down, but it's Awakening Osiris. I hope I pronounced it correctly. The Egyptian Book of the Dead, Norman D. Ellis. Okay. Any more questions? Or reflections? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Anami. Grateful for your precious presence as well. Grateful for your precious presence as well. Sending you so much love, my loves. So this is a really huge time. If you are open to receiving more cosmic energy from the 8-8 portal, the Lionsgate portal, I have a special event as well for that. So if you want to dive in, that could be an incredible space. Let's have tea in the cosmos. It's online, so you can dial in anywhere in the world. So that's the link in my bio as well. Right now, if you sign up, you can also bring a friend. So that's literally half price. You can half it with your friend if you want to. So that is running for this week only. So that could be something you want to consider. All right, my loves. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here and letting me show off my hat. It must be something cosmic because I was channeling like crazy. All right, my loves. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. And I'll see you so much sooner than you would think. Thank you, Julia. I really needed to hear this today. Yes. Office Vishnu? I see you. All right, my loves. Bye.